Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Reinvention Nation Live. This is our second get together. I am super excited that you are here. Whether you are joining me live here on TikTok or you are watching the replay on another platform, I hope you're here live with us because this is super cool. So let's see. Let me make sure everything's working all right. We got some people hopping in already. I know I got some friends that are going to come over and hang out with me. We got exciting stuff going on tonight. We are talking about all things business, and this is for people who want some reinvention in their life, and as middle-aged women, a lot of times, matter of fact, 70% of the time, we hit this middle age and it's like, man, I'm ready to reinvent myself. And I think us as Gen Xers, we want to do it even more. And it is an absolute time, perfect time for people to build businesses. It has never been more easy to build a business than it is right now, which is super good news. And so I get together every Tuesday night for about 30 minutes and we talk all things business. And tonight it is Reinvention Nation night. The three things I have that I know we're going to talk about, and then any other questions that happen to pop in here. We are going to talk about, number one, I had somebody in my membership group that I run full of business entrepreneurs where we build our businesses in 10 hours a week. Anyway, she has started building her business and it is blowing up. She is getting contracts that she did not expect to get. And she asked me, what do I do now? What am I going to do now? Things are different than I expected. So I'm going to give her an answer to that. And I'm going to share it with all of you right now. What an amazing problem to have. The second thing we're going to go through is something I've been studying. Do you guys ever just really get into something and you're like, man, I just want to learn as much as I can? I have absolutely been studying social media and what is going on right now with social media. Where should we be at? How should we be spending our time? And then what does the future look like for social media? What is it going to be like going forward? Where do we need to be hanging out? What kind of posts do we need to be doing? And I'm going to share all of that. And I'm going to share it's based on research, right? Like it's not just my thoughts on it. It's based on research. And so I'm super excited about that. That's the second thing we're going to talk about. And then the third thing we're going to go over is how to build your business in 5 easy steps. It's going to take you less than 30 minutes. And so if you're sitting there and you're like, man, I know I want a business, I just don't know what to do, or maybe you've tried and it's not working, I'm going to give you 5 easy steps that you can do in 30 minutes and you can have like a little business plan, almost like I got right here, right? One little page. And so time allowed, we will absolutely go over that. I would love for you to put your questions in the DM. Again, I'm answering questions that people have asked me, and that is what we are going to be doing tonight on Reinvention Live, where we talk business for 30 minutes and all things business and growing your business. If you don't know me, my name is Heather Benegay. I love business. I have been in business my whole entire life in lots of different venues and lots of different ways. And I was running a financial advisory firm back in 2021. And if you've been in business long enough, you're going to relate to this. I thought I was going to have to shut her down. I thought, oh my gosh, it's not going the way I wanted it to go. And I hired a coach. And I wrote a check for that coach that was more than the take home I had from the year before. Whole year, wrote that check, and I thought this is going to go one way or the other. Either this is going to be amazing and I'm going to really grow my business, or I'm going to have to go home and tell my husband I spent all this money and we've got a problem, right? But it worked, and I made $70,000 in 6 weeks in my financial advisory firm after hiring that coach, and I knew there was something to coaching. So I coached under her for about 4 years, which was an absolute amazing experience. Hello, I see people joining us. Amazing experience. I was able to learn what it was like to be in a coaching business that was spending a lot of money on marketing, because that's what she did. It was high, intense. I did her entry-level coaching program. Great experience. Then I went out and now I have my own coaching business, and I've got a membership group called the 1010 Impact Club. It is a great way to get into a group. It's less than a dinner at Applebee's every month. It's super, super cost effective. And we're going to talk about some of the stuff we talk about in the 1010 Impact Club right here tonight. I'm going to be sharing it with you. So all these years, I was in corporate America before take I don't want to call them takeovers. See, they were live. I can't even take it back. Business acquisitions. And so that's what I did before then. So anyways, now we're talking coaching. We're going to talk about you growing your business. And the first thing I'm going to do, the first question I'm going to answer is for Natalie. Natalie is killing it. And Natalie, I promise I'm not going to give away all your secrets. I'm not going to use your last name. I'm not even going to tell them what business you're in because we don't want people copying you. And here's the thing. Natalie is killing it. She showed up to one of our Q&As in my membership group and she said, Heather, what do I do now? I have gotten government contracts for my business that I did not expect to get, and my volume has increased. Now, first of all, Natalie, you're super smart for asking this because a lot of people will go through business and as long as the revenue is running in, they're just kind of walking around like a chicken with their head cut off, just taking the revenue in, right? Like not thinking. But you're smart enough to know and say, and disciplined enough. It takes discipline to step back and say, what do I need to do different now that my revenue is increasing? I'm getting revenue in a different way than I originally expected. How do I need to pivot from my original mindset? We get down a path and she's got to pivot. The good thing about Natalie's business is that it is something that it doesn't run out of product. So she's not going to have a product problem. She's going to have plenty of products. She's not going to run out of product. So that is awesome. That is a very, very good thing. But what I told Natalie was she needs to do a SWOT analysis. Now, if you've been in business for any length of time, like you're probably like, oh, SWOT, really, Heather? Yes, I know it's not glamorous, but sometimes the non-glamorous things about business is what makes it happen for us. So let me tell you about a SWOT. If you're new to business, you're not going to know what a SWOT is, and you're about to learn it. It's a simple, quick way that's going to take you 30 minutes to give a good look at your business and where you're at. And see, we're live TV. You never know what's going to happen on live TV. Look at this. It's not really TV. I'm showing my age. I understand that. Social media, it's live TikTok. Oh, it's so good that I hang out with a bunch of other Gen X midlifers that understand it's okay. I call it a TV and it's TikTok. Okay, there we go. All right, so we are going to talk about a SWOT. And if your business, oh my gosh, I see all you people. It's so good you're here on TikTok. See, they told me this worked and it does. You are running your business and something has happened. And for Natalie, who's killing it, she is getting government contracts in several states that's bringing revenue into her business that she didn't expect. Yay, Natalie. Okay, so what do? We do a SWOT analysis. Some of you are going, oh yeah, this is what I need to do. Okay, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. We want to look at these things. We want to take a snapshot of where our business is. Again, this is not the glamorous fun stuff, but this is the important stuff we need to do as good business people. Strengths, Natalie's strengths, contracts. Government money. Fantastic. Another strength of Natalie's. She will not run out of product. It is never ending. It is fantastic. If you're in the 1010 Impact Club, you know her and you know what she sells. I'm not going to give away. So that is her strengths, right? Good. She'll think of more, but that's what I would do. Next, weaknesses. What are the weaknesses? Well, we're in a different place than we thought we'd be. The market that with the contracts might want something other than what she has. That's a possibility, right? Maybe not, but could be. The other weakness that you guys don't know, but I know because I know Natalie's, she has a very low profit. So she is high volume, low profit. High volume, low profit, right? You can be high profit, low volume, or with her case, I mean, she's about as low a profit, and so you have to be about as high volume as possible. So you need a lot. You need a lot. And if you could drive it up so that you're making more, like maybe even $25 a sale instead of $3 a sale, profit again, you're going to be better off. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to package and bundle. Package and bundle. You're going to have bigger product. Whatever you're selling, you're going to have more of it. You're going to have it in packages. You're going to have it in bundles, whatever it is. We all see it. Right now, a big thing is people send out those boxes, right? Like you order something, oh, we're going to send you a box once a month of all these things. Like that would be an example. Instead of just buying one thing of vitamins, I get a whole box full of things that are supposed to make me healthy and fit, right? Bundle. So bundle, you could do that. That's a solution to your weakness, which is profit margin. Okay, opportunities, obviously the funding. There's going to be more states, right? You can increase what you're selling. The other thing we talked about the other day is gathering contact information. So this is a great opportunity. They're pushing her out there. She can start gathering contact information. So when I'm saying these things, guys, I want you to think about your business, because Natalie can think about her business. I want you to think about your business. What do you need to do? What's your weaknesses, opportunities, threats? She can start gathering contact information so she can drip on people, but it's not as easy as you think if it's going through those government websites. And then the last thing is threats. What are her threats? There could be a change in the political environment, and that could change the contracts. Ooh, gosh, nobody wants to think about that. There could be, but it will happen. It's just a matter of when. Hopefully, who knows? For her sake, a long time from now. There could be somebody that tries to mimic it because she's doing something that is very niched. And so the big dogs that aren't as niched could try copying her niche or doing a sidebar of her niche and try to take it away. So that's the other thing that could happen. And so what I want you to learn from this is first of all, ask what's going on with your business, right? Something changes, take a minute to plan. And the second thing I want you to think about, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And just think, if we did this every month and we sat down and looked at those things, would we run better businesses? Yes, we would. Yes, we would. 40 minutes, right? 45 minutes, just spend 45 minutes once a month and look at that. So very cool. Not fancy, not glamorous, but congrats to Natalie. You're doing fantastic. All right. Now my next favorite topic. Are we ready? Okay. We're talking about social media. We're talking about what's hot. We're going to talk about how people are consuming, why people are consuming. Gary Vee, I was listening to him today, and he says, we used to be social. It used to be social media. We used to find grandma and find the grandkids and connect with our old high school classmates. Oh my gosh, right? Like those high school classmate groups were the best. Well, they're still there, but nobody's hanging out in them, right? It is interest media now. People get on to find out what they're interested in. And the whole entire algorithm has changed, so they pump out to you what you're interested in, including what you will buy, and it's no longer your family and friends. And you don't even get the people, unless you go in and mark somebody as a friend, you're probably not even going to go into the favorites and mark your 30 favorite friends. You're probably not even going to see their stuff because it's all going to be interest media, what they think you're interested in. And that's okay. That's cool. Things change, right? And so that's how it works now. Also, remember, the algorithm used to be that you would only see people that you were friended with. So it was really, really important that we grew big groups, that we had a lot of friends, a lot of likes, a lot, right? Like we wanted friends, we wanted likes, we needed to all be connected because that's who you saw was who you liked and who you were friends with. Algorithm doesn't work that way. It's got anymore. Used to, not anymore. It's gotten smarter. So it learns what you want and it pumps that out. So it doesn't matter who you're friends with, honestly. It doesn't matter at all. And it doesn't matter if you've got 2 followers or you've got 20,000 followers, doesn't matter anymore because they're going to pump out what people are interested in. So that's how people can make huge leaps within a couple days. So it's crazy. So it's all changed and we need to think about that. So now we're going to talk about a study that was done. And this study was done based on people sitting and observing in a scientific situation, and they showed them things and it monitored their response. So it monitored a person's response to information, which is interesting, right? Because that allows us to know what they want and what we should be producing, and it tells us how people like to consume information. Hello, so good to have you guys here on Reinvention Nation Live. All right, so we're talking about how people consume social media, what they want, and we're going to take that so we know what we should be doing. All right, and so the least amount of response, this isn't going to surprise you, the least amount of response is what I call a static post. I'm just going to put an S there. Static post. And I used the word static the other day, and somebody kind of poked on me on social media and said, that's a dumb word. And I'm like, I didn't make the word up. That's a marketing word, people. Okay, static post. And so a static post is like an image or a carousel. Those are big right now. Carousels are pretty cool. So that's a static post. We all have them. I probably do 30 static posts a month, and I batch them. So I'll sit down for 2 hours, do 30 static posts for the month, and never touch it again. They're all in there and they just come out. I don't believe that anybody is going to look at one of my static posts and say, wow, I need to join the 1010 Impact Club. That's fantastic. It's just not going to happen. Now, years ago, it might have happened, but it doesn't work anymore, right? People don't consume that way. They want more interaction. They want more information. That static post is simply there so that when people see me on Reinvention Live on TikTok, they can go over to my Facebook where I have all my static posts or my Instagram, and they can look at it and say, let me read about what that 1010 Impact Club was. What exactly does she do there? Who does she help? Tell me more, right? And you can read it and you can see it and you can consume it that way. But just seeing it, you're not going to say, oh my gosh, I got to join that group. It just doesn't work that way. So you want static posts. Now, if you are, I still see this, and I'm just, I don't want people wasting money because I've wasted a lot of money. If you're paying someone to do static posts for you, like we're going to post 3 times a week and you're going to get business, you're not, all right? You're just not. I'm sorry. It's not going to work. You need static posts. Take 2 hours a month. Do all of them yourself in Canva. It doesn't take much. They're there. You need them, but they're not driving your business. It's just something you need. Okay. Static posts. Then we go way higher. Way higher. You want to guess what it is? Reels. I am right now doing I'm doing a 1-minute reel every day, 7 days a week for 6 months. I challenged myself to do it. It's crazy. It's fun. I like it. It doesn't take much time, keeps me consistent, and it gets me out there. And I post the same reel everywhere. So what you need to know in regards to media right now, social media, raw is real. Raw is what's gaining and not really super choreographed, right? And so I have a dear friend who spent a lot of money, like $40,000. And she hired a company to do these beautiful videos of her in beautiful clothes and beautiful settings with beautiful scripts. That's the problem, scripts. And nothing. You guys, nothing. And so that isn't what is resonating with people right now. Raw is resonating. Don't bother clipping them. Just do your reel, slap some words on it. Make sure you understand what words you need on there because it's different right now. We like questions, we like information, we like numbers. And so you want to put that in there and you want to post it that way, and you want to do it consistently. So, reels are number 2. So, when people saw a static post, even if it was famous people, like they didn't even see it. Like it was nothing, no response. Reels, they got a little more. Okay, now I'm running out of room. The next thing here, guess what it is? I would say reels is I probably got a little excited about reels. I don't think they're that high. Like honestly, they're probably more down here. And then this is the next one here. Okay, so we have reels. The next thing, I'm going to talk one more thing about reels. Reels, you're going to want to watch your call to action, your CTAs, okay? So some of the platforms are okay with CTAs. Some of the platforms won't let you have CTAs. Like they're going to penalize you. So watch that, call to actions. Okay, so anyways, a reel. Then the next thing you want to hear, this is what's next. This is a shocker to me. Long content. Now, long content to me, like when I'm driving, I get on YouTube, I'm like, show me things that are 20, 30 minutes. That's me. That's what I like to consume. Long content, we're talking 3 hours. So podcasts, I can't believe podcasts are 3 hours, but the big ones are, right? Like, I don't know, I think the only 3-hour podcast I've ever watched is Andrew Huberman, who had a super interesting thing, right? But mostly you are getting me for 3 hours, but 3 hours, that's what people are watching. So 3-hour podcasts, long stuff. The other thing that's going to be on here that I really believe in that's long content is workshops. So podcasts, but they don't have to be 3 hours. They can be an hour. Workshops, long video on YouTube, things like that. Okay. So long stuff. Now let's talk about something. Where is and I'm not getting political. Like, I don't care what side you are. Honestly, we're talking marketing. I don't care about the rest. What won the election though? No matter what side you are, what won the election? Long podcast. Joe Rogan's podcast, 3 hours long. Donald Trump won it. It absolutely had an impact. Absolutely had an impact on the election. And they spend more money on elections than anything else when it comes to marketing. So we need to look at that and realize that's what's making a difference. Long content. So we got to start doing long content. A podcast is a super long runway, guys. Super long. Like, plan to do 120 episodes before anything happens. Like, super long. You can have a good reel and get something somewhere, right? Like, you can have even this live, which we'll get to live next, but live TikTok and podcasts are going to be long. They take a lot to put together, right? Like, they're not the easiest thing. You have to have an intro. You have to have the right platform. You probably have a .com. And I mean, right? Like, you have a lot to it. You got to name it. Like, you got purpose for it. Like, you can't really just pivot it a lot. Podcasts are a lot harder to do. They're not the easiest thing to do in the world. And they're long, but they're high return. High return. It's what's driving right now. You look at the big people that are really killing it on social media. What do they got? Long podcasts. I don't know who watches 3-hour podcasts, but people do. So podcasts. If you feel called to do it, do it. I'm a workshop girl. I've always been a workshop girl. No matter what businesses I've been in and ran, workshops have always driven my businesses. Back we did live workshops before COVID. I traveled all over and did workshops. I still get paid to travel and speak, which is kind of a workshop, right? Depending on what I'm doing. And then I do workshops on social media. I do one a month to share with people the 10-hour freedom formula, which is what I teach people how to build a business in 10 hours a week. And so no ads, no funnels. I have to get that in there. And so anyways, long content, workshop, podcast, long video on a regular basis. So think about that. That's next. All right. Final thing. Are you ready? Final thing. And then I'm going to tell you about my own thing. Final thing that was done in the study. You ready? It's going to change everything. You probably know. It's live. Live. Platforms are pushing out lives. Like, I'm being pushed out to you guys. A lot of you I don't know, right? You're like, oh, who is this woman talking business? Middle-aged woman talking business and reinvention. Let's do it. TikTok knew you were one of me and they pushed me out to you. I did my first Reinvention Live last week. TikTok sent me a nice little message and they said, Heather, if you go for another 10 minutes, 2 more times, so I have to be 30 minutes or longer, 2 more times, we are going to really push your content out. And I said, TikTok, thank you. Thank you for the information. I will definitely do that. And so that's exactly what I'm doing. They're working with us to work with them to show what's driving business. And so lives are it. Now, raw, right? Really raw. I mean, I've been up since 6 a.m. You guys probably have been too, but you relate to me because we're the same, right? Like, I ain't looking good. I did 2 coaching calls this evening, and then I jump on my live. And that's my schedule. I do coaching calls on Tuesday nights, and then I jump on my live. And so that's why I'm here. You're going to get me like this, but we're going to talk business every week, and it's going to be fantastic. And so that is raw and real, and I want you to put your questions in here so I can share them. But that's what we need to think about is lives. And how can you build a live into your model week? I tell everybody, work from a model week. We got way too much going on to just be winging it. When are you going to do your lives and where are you going to do your lives? Nobody is better than TikTok right now at pushing you out in front of your ideal clients, your ideal customers, the people you want to have an impact on. Nobody else is. It's the absolute best platform for that. I used to do a lot of lives on the FB, and I still have a good group over there, and we hang out, and I jumped on and did a live earlier tonight about people that were picking on me on social media. And so that was fun. I got to hang out with the crowd, right? But and so I still do those. They're shorter, but my long lives are definitely here because TikTok wants us here. They want us putting out lives. In 2 years, it is projected that all of this other stuff, static, real, long, is going to be gone, and it's going to be 100% lives. Can you imagine? What if it was all lives all the time? Because just think of where we're at now. Like, how many years ago did we just do static? Like, a reel wasn't even a thing, right? And now look, like, we've got reels, we've got longs. Now it's lives, and they're projecting 2 years. It's going to be all lives. So get good at it. Find a place you like to hang out and do some lives. Just plan on doing it. It's super fun. I'm loving hanging out with you guys. I wish I could kind of see your questions. If anybody has questions, I would love for you to just kind of put your questions in there, because I will absolutely answer those. So fantastic. All right. Very good. We are going to keep going. I'm going to touch on one other thing. Couple things I want to talk about. I do have I have my group, the 1010 Impact Club, and I work with one of the best copywriters in the world. Honestly, I'll say she's in the world, but nation for sure, right? That helps me write my copy for that. And so, and my copy is what I mean is when I'm promoting it, because you're going to go look at my stuff now and you're going to wonder how when I promote it, she helped me write that copy. And I'm all about modeling. And so I want you to think about what kind of copy are you putting out? So I'm talking about lives are raw, right? Like now, but our copy has to draw people in, and that is a different beast. We have to have somewhere for people to land, and it's got to be language that makes sense. And so right now, when you go see my copy, what you will see is that I work with coaches and consultants who want to use their God-given brilliance to build six-figure businesses. Cool, right? And we don't use paid ads or funnels, and we do it 10 hours a week. And so it's kind of like that. It's a little rough, but something like that. So think about who you help. And we're gonna end with getting back to this a little bit, but I want you to think about who you help and how you help them. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna talk about, and we're gonna go deeper next week on this. So I'm gonna go and dive into something here, and if you like it, first of all, come hang out in the 1010 Impact Club. Know that this Saturday, I have and I'll post it here. I have a workshop, long content coming up, where I am going to share the 10-hour freedom formula. And that is how I help people. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. That's how I help people build their businesses in 10 hours a week with no ads or expensive funnels. And so we did this, right? We talked about static, reels, long, and lives. I have a different thing that I teach. And you can never replace this. It's been around forever. How I do it's a little different because social media changes, but it's connection. We have to connect, connection. And when we do a reel or a long or even a live, I don't have any control over this, right? Like, I don't have any control over my reels. Some are winners, some are losers. If I do a lot of volume and get better, eventually it'll work, right? But if there's a way that I can control it, right? That I can control what I'm doing, and I can, almost back in the old days, if you're like me, and you were in business in the old days when we used to dial, do you guys remember that? If I dial 100 times, I'm going to set 10 appointments and I'm going to close 5 cases, right? Like, do you remember that? Oh my gosh, nightmare. This generation nowadays wouldn't do it. But that's what we did. We had stats. It was connection. It was based on connections. Or then we went into networking groups. If I meet 25 new people, right, set 5 appointments, I'll close 3 deals. So those were the old days. Now it's all on social media, and it is a beautiful thing. We are lucky people. And so it's all about connection. And we use groups. We use DMs. We're super, super, super authentic. We use because if you're not authentic, forget it, right? Like I say, I don't want any blasters. I don't want any bots. Like, I want real people in my group. My Facebook group is almost ready to hit 1,000. I'm super excited about that. But we use real connection, and we support each other, and we help each other, and we're in the DMs, and we're building each other up, and we're connecting. And that's what it's really all about. And I use something called an impact post. And that is how, and when you see it, you're going to be like, oh, that's what that is. It is how we start conversations with our ideal clients. It calls our ideal clients in, and it starts a conversation with them. And so that, I can't dive into it tonight. We don't have time. But that is why, that's how we do it. It's connection. And you can do the reels, and you should do the longs. You should have workshops, and you should even do some lives and get used to it, because that's where we're going. But you have to have these we're guessing. This side, the connection, you can control it. You've got to absolutely have it. And I know if I spend 30 minutes a day intentionally on social media, connecting with the right people in the right place, using the right content, in the right communication that's authentic, I will build my business. I will grow my business 30 minutes a day. So that's what we talk about for the 10-hour freedom formula. That's the workshop on Saturday. So find me and we'll connect and you'll learn more about that. I don't want to just push my workshop, but I do know some of you are going to be interested in that. Okay, so now what? We are going to go over this super fast. And then we're going to really dive more into this next week when we come back to Reinvention Nation, because we're hanging out on TikTok. TikTok likes us here. Super cool. All right. So if you are sitting there and you're like, Heather, this is fantastic. I have no idea what business I want to grow. I don't know what to do. I don't know what business to grow. Please help me. Here we go. So I'm going to give these to you and you can work on it between now and next week, but then you can come back next week and we'll take a deeper dive. So the first thing is who? Who do you help? Don't overthink it. What you're going to help people with is going to be way easier than what you think. It's going to be so simple to you because you know how to do it so well. But it's going to be life-changing for the people you help. And so often it's that person that you turn around and you're like, where were you before? Pull them up to where you are and help them out. Help them to get where you've gotten faster and with less pain. And that helps people, and people pay you to do that. Okay? So it's that easy. So who? 10-hour freedom formula, connection on social media. I've been doing it for a really long time. I has the right people put in my place on my journey to teach me impact posts, which we didn't call them that. But anyways, it's a long story. It's amazing how it all came together. It comes very easy to me. When I show it to people, they're like, that's amazing. I'm like, it's super easy, 30 minutes a day, right? Your thing is going to be that thing. There's a guy on school teaching pickleball, making $43,000 a month at a membership group. Membership. Don't overthink this, guys. There's two women teaching calligraphy. They only charge $9 a month to their people that are in their membership group, and they're making, I think, $24,000 a month the last time I checked. I mean, nothing compared to the pickleball guy, but not bad for calligraphy, right? So anyways, who? Don't overthink it. Who are you going to help? And then I also want to talk about, we're going to talk about the next one. 2, what? How? Right? Like, what exactly do you do to help them? And what I want you to do, if you're sitting there looking at your what, and you're like, I don't know if my what's a good idea. How do I know if my what's a good idea? People ask me that all the time. You're going to go do something, again, not glamorous, market research. Go out, see if they're paying for Facebook ads, see if they're out here talking about it. If there's a market and people are doing it, that's a good thing. You want to market. You want to market. Okay? All right. 1, 2, 3. All right. Number 3, you want to niche down. We think we want to go wide. We want to go narrow. And if you're interested in any of this, Saturday at the workshop, 10 a.m. Central, it's on Eventbrite, Freedom Formula. Get in that because we're going over this stuff. You want to niche down. I heard it said very interesting the other day, and I really like it. I'm going to borrow it. Pick 3. Pick 3. Everybody likes pick 3. Pick 3. So if you think of 5 things about a situation, pick 3 of them. So gender, age, pain, intention, excitement. So think about that. Like, if you can pick 3 things of those, then you're going to really be niched down. So if I help middle-aged women who are interested in growing businesses, I've got 3, right? Middle-aged women growing businesses. That's their interest. See? Interesting. If you maybe are really good at helping people with their hormones, that's a big thing, man. If you can do that, oh my gosh, you need to do that. You need to do that. So maybe that's middle-aged woman, help with her hormones, right? Or weight loss. Whatever it is, if you can do 3 of those things out of the 5, then you're niched down and you're going to be more likely to be successful. We don't want to throw a large net out. We can't write good copy. If we can't speak to the people we want to help if we throw a wide net. More narrow, the better. Okay. 4 is good stuff. So what's the good stuff you bring them? And then 5, oh boy, we could go all day on this one. We're gonna write this up so that we make a impact statement. So that's copy. we're going to write this, we're going to make this into copy. So I help, well, I can use mine as an example. I help coaches and consultants turn their God-given brilliance, tells you I work with Christians, right, into six-figure businesses in 10 hours a week with no expensive ads or complicated funnels. And that's my copy. But if you take those and you build it, you get an impact statement. So we'll dive more into that. You can jump on my workshop or you could come back to Reinvention Nation next week. But that is it, guys. We have hit our time, which is fantastic. It has been a lot of fun. If you are watching the replay of this, I appreciate that you've made it here to the end and that we've had a good time hanging out. Now I see people coming on. I wish I could hang out longer, but I got to go. I will be back here next week. We're going to talk more business. Follow me here on TikTok. DM me what you have questions on. Make sure you go to Eventbrite, get in the Freedom Formula, look up Heather Beningay, Eventbrite. It'll pop up. Easy find me on Facebook because that's, guys, where I'm at a lot. And if you're like me, you're probably there a lot too. So I'm there. You'll get more information. Love to connect with you. Come to the Freedom Formula workshop this weekend if you can. Join me next Tuesday for Reinvention Nation and just go build those businesses. 70% of women hit the age of 50 and want to reinvent their lives. And I get it. Let's do it together. Take care.